Well, I was in absolutely in desperate circumstances, financially particularly, and a guy came into my office who was selling check protectors, and he had he showed me that you can write a check and seal the envelope, and then he had a long device with two prongs on it, and he could stick it into that part up at the top where it doesn't seal.
Okay.
And he could reach in and put that split, I call it a tongue,
Yeah.
and wrap it up real tight and pull it out and never break the seal on the envelope.
So you can take the check.
Yes. And I was so surprised, and I said to him, I said, "That's amazing." I said, "How often does that happen?" And he says, "Almost never." And he pushed it away, and he says, "Let's talk." Well, it turned out that I lived 7 miles out in the country, and he lived right across the road from me, and we didn't know each other. It turns out that he was a recovering alcoholic. He had been sober about 7 years, and since I had never been drunk with alcohol, he invited me to come to the open meetings, which they held once a month.
Yeah.
And so I went there, and he gave me a card which contained the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. What I don't remember is whether he suggested it or whether I did it on my own, but instead of using the word alcohol, I used the word failure. And the very first step says, I recognized that I was powerless over my failure and that my life had become unmanageable.
Okay.
What I experienced was the amazing freedom of finally telling the truth about my situation.